Wow.
We are what the world's been waiting for. Because who got us out of that condition? We were there for 256 years. 4 million people. And this man had to sit up here and craft a way. Because we didn't even mention. Wait a minute. The South was devastated. We don't understand why the bitterness in the South. Their whole system was based on us. Economics. We were their money in the bank. We were their stock on Wall Street. And on the 1st of January, the master would go and what do you call, balance his books. And if he was in the red, he was at debt. The slaves knew that January 1st, somebody was going to go to pay them debt. Somebody was going to have to get out there. Because it was called selling day. The 1st of January was selling day. And you didn't have no right to you didn't have no wife. And when they take you and put you someplace else, they put another man in there to make sure that that woman get pregnant. That her only purpose was to produce more slaves so that they wouldn't have to go to the ship and buy none. That's what this emancipation has brought me. You think we don't have a need to know this? We don't have anything to be ashamed of. We have every right to stand on this and say, we're not going to let this happen to anybody else. Not to anybody else's children, no other culture. You take us down to the point where, look, Pitts, we didn't have a family. That's bullshit. We around here saying our family did this and our family. We ain't had no. We didn't have a family. They didn't even, because a family have a system, they weren't even going to allow it. These women were taking care of other slave people's children, not their own. You didn't have a right to it. And if his books didn't balance, somebody was going to go. And they watching because they want to see who's going to be going. Because they know that what they do while you go to sleep, somebody will come and take you out during the night. You never see your mama, you never see that woman, that boy, you know. You never see, that man was there. He was always changing the men. He was always changing the men. So when we look at our women and they got all these men, come on, we got to get this BS out of us. Because it was 256 years it was programmed in us. Our bodies are free, but it's just like a computer. Whatever's programmed is still in it. My grandmama had 7 children and all 7 had a different name. Oh.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I want to hear yourself. Go ahead. I'm feeling this, man. Go ahead.
No, you think we don't need to know this? So we can stop downing each other, Pitts. Putting each other down. Oh, that's what we've been programmed to do. And nobody can deprogram us but us with the truth. He said, know the truth and the truth will set you free. And you got to get on that cross and say, yeah, I forgive them. Because you got to bring some healing in yourself so you can tell your children this story. We need this. And crown these individuals, Du Bois, crown these individuals, Sojourner Truth, as the missionaries and ministers called by God, because they didn't come through no dang church. They was taught by the Holy Spirit. They sneaked away behind the houses in the woods and they communed with the Holy Spirit and got the courage to do the things they did. That's why they are members of the invisible church. They weren't Christians as we call ourselves. They couldn't read. They were not allowed to go to church. It was against the law to even assemble. They had to go to the presence of the Almighty themselves and be guided. Harriet Tubman, guided by the Holy Spirit. Sojourner Truth, her name was Isabel Bumfree. Come on here. We have got powerhouses, evidence of God's presence here. But if we look at ourselves and ashamed, then we don't tell the story. Because we're ashamed. What? It ain't our shame, it's America's shame. That's America's making. We're the most original people on the planet. It was made right here in America. American Stampers. Who were made here in America. Come on, we didn't have no control. And we have to understand that it wasn't for some whites like the abolitionists like Harry Beecher Stowe and Wendell Phillips. We were Garrison, Frank Lloyd Garrison in there. See, when you get to the point where you accepting all people of humanity as children of God, you'd be surprised what happened. They want to be free, and they want to be forgiven. They want to see us, because that elevates all of humanity. How can we rise and forgive and heal ourselves, and it don't heal America? See, America had a thing in the Constitution. It was saying that all men had the rights, all men are created equal, and blah blah blah. But how can you say that and you got something else going on here? Don't even acknowledge that you got your brothers and sisters enslaved over here. 1782, they declared us 3/5 of a human being. 3/5 of a person. That's what it was. 3/5 of a person. And the church said we didn't have a soul. So you had the church working with us, you had the Constitution. So be careful what you hear. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Who are you serving? What Jesus is this providing this for you? Is this the one that you find in the church, or the one that you find in your heart? Huh? How often you been in church? You going to church? Tell me about that. Huh? And so did they. And when you get to that level, you don't put religion down. It ain't what religion is. Whatever it is, I can go fellowship, I can do whatever, go and get entertained or whatever. But baby, now I know the truth. I know the truth. Behold our mother. And when I said, Lord, what's that got to do with the Emancipation Proclamation? And Spirit led me through many readings last night. I didn't go to bed. I didn't go until 6 o'clock this morning. So y'all know you know what I'm talking about. When you get your paint and stuff like that, you move. And what do you think happened? Showed me we were not even allowed to address each other. Children. No, these were slave women. Taking care of, they didn't have. And Aunt your mama, that's where Aunt your mama come in and was ain't your mammy. Ain't your mammy. Ain't your mammy. But she was the wet nurse. They were wet nurses. And they always kept milk. Because after a few months or whatever, they take the babies away from the mamas and take them someplace else, and the wet nurse the mamas. So they just keep out milk and keep them there till they, big enough to do something or whatever, cook for them and everything. But no, they didn't know the womb that bore. They didn't know the daddy that planted them, the man that planted them, because men were passing in and out all the time. So the enslaved women were just there, and they called it forced breeding. And if you get into behaviors like that, and if you didn't take a man, they have you to do a dance for the man, the dance, and for you to excite the man and arouse the man. That's what Master would make the women dance, make the men dance till they arouse each other, and then they go to bed. For the purpose of producing babies. And the more fertile a woman was, the more valuable she was. And something. Yeah, sister. But when you look at it and you see it, you can see the relevancy here. And the children are going nuts with it, because nobody's attached to anybody. And they say, oh, once upon a time, we got to go back to what it was. Hell no, it wasn't real. It wasn't grounded in anything. The family that we saw an image of a family. We saw images and we imitated. We were imaging, but it was not grounded in anything. This is the first opportunity, 2014, that we can say that as a people, we can come in and set up a system, a family system for ourselves. We haven't even gotten to the point we can come and agree on who we are. They're calling us black, Afro-Americans, African-Americans, and all these things. We have yet to come to an agreement because we have not been a people. We're still not whole. And this is what this emancipation is about. If you don't know what your liberty is and what key got you to this point, how free are you? You are limited. Because we are accustomed to following what we see, what we hear, the tangible. not their heart. Not your heart, not going to God for yourself. Mr. Pitts, this powerful. When she said, well, when you going to be changing the topic? Oh no, this is where I'm at. That to me is as serious as, in fact, I'm making some copies. I'm going to make copies, and everybody's going to get copies of the Emancipation Proclamation. They're going to read it. You know. Because they got to see this.
Good.
See, and the thing about it is, Pitts, I've been skimming and scanning because I think people know. But then when I look at it, I say, oh, hell, I didn't know this much either. I didn't know this until January when I got started. And the deeper I go into it, the more I learn. This is about the essence. This is the defining time for us. This is the defining time. Your children should know. My children should. My grandchildren should. They have nothing to be ashamed of. They know the history. Hey, after 3 generations, I don't know nobody. Because they scattered all over. You think about that. They can go back 10, 15, 20 generations. What was your great-great-grandpa? What was your great-great-grandpa? Maybe you go great. Can you go great-great? Do you know anything about it? You know? I mean, when we go to that state colony, and not only that, Mr. Pitts, but it also showed that I've also learned that we were supposed to be having a colony. We were considered a colony. And by right, we should be standing for a colony. Because you know what? We don't have any representation. Every colony that's a state now has representation, political representation. The Emancipation can make corrections on this and we know about it. It can work for us. It can work for us. But if we don't know it,